Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. And this Raw was from Indianapolis tonight, and I thought tonight's show, though it was a solid show, wasn't great or perfect by any means. I mean, there was some matches that I thought were okay and decent. And you got some matches that were shit. So, but anyways, let's get on with the review. The show opened up with Miz TV, and he does a part 2 of the Mizzies, which he gives out Mizzies, which are like trophies. And Miz gives out the first Mizzy, which went to Curtis Axel, and the crowd started chanting, "You deserve it." And Curtis ends up saying that he dedicates his Mizzy to Bo Dallas and says for him to get better. And Miz actually says that, Curtis deserves it, along with the crowd. Miz then announced the second Mizzy, which went to Cesaro and Sheamus. And they both end up coming out. Sheamus says last week they bought the bar to, new hype. And he would like to thank Roman for it, because last week they decimated Roman. Cesaro says, he would like to thank Seth and Dean, and they put them where they belong, and that Cesaro and Sheamus, that they are the bar. And Miz says they have changed the landscape of WWE, and that they put an end to Roman Reigns. And Miz announces the third Mizzy, which went to himself. And Roman Reigns ends up coming out saying he's given them a chance to get out of the ring. And Miz says there is only one of him. And, he tells Roman to go get Seth and Dean from the locker room. And he says, about the Shield getting back together are just rumors. And then Roman says, "What rumors?" And then out came Dean and Seth, and then they start, all three of them start taking out Curtis, Cesaro, and Sheamus, which was really awesome, which was really cool. And then they take out Miz, which they do the triple power bomb on him, and them as the Shield, they reunited, and they did the the Shield fist pump, like they do, which. It was good. It was a good reunion, of them, reuniting. It wasn't absolutely perfect though, but it was good. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed seeing the Shield reunite. I know it's a way for WWE to make the crowd, cheer for Roman. So, But all in all, it was a good reunion. It wasn't absolutely perfect, like I said, by any means, though. But it was good. And then we had the first match. We had Jason Jordan versus Karl Anderson. We had Luke Gallows outside. And this was an okay match. It was back and forth between the both of them. And he had Jason Jordan get the win. But like I said, it was an okay match. Then we had after that we saw Miz, Curtis, and Kurt Angle backstage. Kurt says to Miz that it's going to be him, Cesaro, and Sheamus against the Shield in a TLC match at the TLC pay-per-view in 2 weeks. So it's just a little backstage segment with them. And then after that, we had Braun, Elias out there talking about Apollo Crews and Indianapolis. And, right when he's about to do his horrible, shitty singing, he gets interrupted by Titus O'Neil, who ends up coming out playing a banjo. And he says to the crowd, "Who wants to walk with Titus Worldwide?" And he ends up saying that he has a song for Elias. And then, he starts playing the banjo and says, starts singing Elias, Apollo Crews is going to beat you tonight, or something like that. It was cringeworthy, bad, but in a funny way. In my opinion, though. But it was pretty damn bad. And that eventually led to the match, Elias versus Apollo Crews. It was a boring, shitty match. Once again, we have Elias taking on Apollo Crews. Like, how many times are we going to see this? But, Elias won again with the drift away. What more can I say? This boring, shitty match. Then, after that, we had Enzo Amore coming out, just talking about the Cruiserweight, saying, oh, Kurt Angle, advised this, clause for me that for anybody on the Cruiserweight division, not to lay a hand on me. And that, he ends up talking about Kalisto, saying that, Kalisto insulted him, and, Kurt Angle was fine with that, was fine with Kalisto attacking Enzo. And, he says that Kurt Angle was doing nothing important about it. Kurt Angle ends up coming out. Enzo tells him that he ain't happy, what's going on with, with Kalisto attacking him. And Kurt ends up telling him, not to worry about having a match with Kalisto at TLC, which will be for the Cruiserweight Championship. And Kurt ends up telling Enzo that he's going to be putting up the Cruiserweight Championship tonight. And Kurt says it will be a LumberJack match. So, but it was a pretty decent segment with Enzo and Kurt. And then we had Braun Strowman versus Matt Hardy. This was okay match. It was just a match to make Strowman look strong, but it was just back and forth between the both of them. But it was basically, Strowman going at it. But Strowman ended up winning the match with a running power slam on Matt Hardy. So, but it was a, okay match. Then after the match was over, you had the Shield, Seth, Dean, and Roman come out, and they start taking out Strowman. They end up triple powerbombing him through the announce table, which was awesome. So, but yeah, it was good though. It was good thing, good after the match thing, with the Shield. And yeah, so it's pretty funny how the Shield debuted in Indianapolis. They broke up in Indianapolis, and now tonight, they reunited again in Indianapolis, which it's crazy. But yeah, so after that, Mickie James ended up coming out. Says that when she returned, people, in the back didn't really understand her. She ends up saying, oh, people don't understand me. I went on to be a singer. I think she was a country singer, and that she has one person why she feels this way, and that person is Alexa Bliss. And she ends up saying that she has more energy than Alexa, and that Alexa ain't nothing but a number. And she says that she will make history at TLC when she beats Alexa and becomes a 7-time women's champion. Alexa Bliss ends up coming out and apologizes to Mickie about what she did, and she makes a career retrospective for Mickie. We end up seeing that retrospective video of Mickie. It's just putting Mickie down. And then after the retrospective is over, she says, Alexa says, the final part will be at TLC. And so we end up seeing Mickie end up taking out Alexa. So, but it was a pretty decent segment with Nikki and Alexa. Then after that, we see Kurt Angle, Sasha Banks, and Bayley backstage. They're reacting to Asuka, debuting at TLC in 2 weeks. Bayley says that she will give Asuka a hug and a Bayley to belly because she wants to have the opportunity to face Asuka. She already faced Asuka at when they were down at NXT, which was a good match. And Sasha then ends up saying that she wants to take on Asuka. Alicia Fox ends up coming and saying she wants the opportunity. Then Dana Brooke, and then Emma. And then Kurt Angle then makes it a fatal 5-way elimination tonight, and the winner will get to face Asuka at TLC. So it was a little backstage segment with them. Then we had Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick versus Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. And this match, it was pretty decent. Wasn't perfect or great though. But you had Brian Kendrick end up hitting the sliced bread number 2 on Cedric Alexander to score the win for him and Jack Gallagher. So overall, it was a decent match. Then after that, we see The Miz. Sees Kurt Angle. Miz ends up telling Kurt Angle that he found the 4th partner, and is revealed to be Braun Strowman. And so now at TLC, it's going to be a 4-on-3 with Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, and Braun Strowman against the Shield in that TLC match. So, but that was the reveal. That was the reveal. That Braun Strowman was going to be the 4th man in this TLC match against the Shield. Then we have Finn Balor coming out talking about Sister Abigail, and that he's speechless about it, and that Bray Wyatt is really desperate for attention. And Finn says he's not afraid of Bray, like he said before. And he tells Bray, I ain't afraid of you. Bring your whole family, And Bray Wyatt is on the Titantron and says to Finn, the season of the witch is upon him, and that Sister Abigail is here. And then we see Sister Abigail, which is technically Bray Wyatt, or as I would say, cross-dressing Wyatt, because it's just Bray Wyatt just thrown with, with just, like, sort of like a, I can't pronounce what it is, but like a guard over his head, but, hair in the way. And, it's just Sister Abigail, it's just Bray as Sister Abigail talking, and, she's, or as I would say, she says that, she told Bray that she will always be by Bray's side. It was just, I have to say it was a good promo from Bray Wyatt and Sister Abigail, or as I would say, like I said, cross-dressing Wyatt, because it's just Bray Wyatt. It couldn't have been a woman. It couldn't have been Paige, or if they would have brought up Nikki Cross to the main roster, Nikki Cross could have been Sister Abigail. Nikki Cross from Sanity, down there in NXT. So, but I have to say it was a pretty good promo from Bray Wyatt. So, and then after that we had the fatal 5-way elimination match. Emma, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Dana Brooke, and Alicia Fox. This was just your typical women's match. It was pretty much a meh match, where Dana Brooke was the first elimination, and then it was Bayley, and then Alicia Fox was eliminated by Sasha, and then out of nowhere Emma just pinned Sasha, and now Emma's going to face Asuka at TLC. You mean to tell me they give Emma, this star, this woman who can wrestle, in my opinion, who is, oh god, Asuka is going to destroy Emma at TLC, and I can't wait. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. I can't wait to see Asuka destroy Emma, because Emma, I can't. I hate Emma. In my opinion, I can't stand Emma. Horrible in the ring. You know, but it was meh match. I'm like, it could have been an opportunity for Sasha to win, and you know, we could have had Sasha and Asuka. That would have been much better than what we are getting at TLC with Emma and Asuka. Man, oh man. We all know who's gonna win at TLC now. Why not just say Asuka wins the match? Jeez. Emma, no town hack. Then we had, after that, we had Renee Young interviewing Finn about, Bray Wyatt, Sister Abigail. Finn says that Bray couldn't be the demon, and that he fears that Bray has unleashed something awful, and that, he felt, it's pure evil, and that, Finn says he knows what he's going to do to Bray. So it was a little interview with Finn. Then it was announced that next week on Raw, it's going to be a steel cage match. It's going to be Strowman and Roman in the steel cage. So that's going to be pretty good to see next week. Then we had Kalisto being interviewed about him going into the LumberJack match with Enzo. Kalisto says that, Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero inspired him to come to the WWE, and that, he says Enzo Amore being in the Cruiserweight division is a slap in the face to the whole division, and that he's going to prove to Rey and the late great Eddie Guerrero that he will be Cruiserweight champion. So it was a pretty decent interview with Kalisto. And then it was, of course, the main event. Kalisto versus Enzo Amore in a LumberJack match for the Cruiserweight Championship. And this match was a decent match. It was back and forth between Kalisto and Enzo. Basically, it was Kalisto dominating through the match. All the LumberJacks were, the Cruiserweight division out there. So, but Kalisto did a really awesome suplex from the top all the way outside and took out, the Cruiserweight, the rest of the Cruiserweight division, which that was really awesome to see. And then the match ended with Kalisto hitting a really amazing Salida del Sol from the top, and he pinned Enzo, and now Kalisto is the new Cruiserweight champion. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Although most of the crowd are like, all right, Kalisto is the Cruiserweight champion. I'm not, they were pretty much, the faces on the crowd were like, all right, I'm not hyped up for Kalisto being the Cruiserweight champion. So, but all in all, it's cool that Kalisto is the new Cruiserweight champion. I mean, Enzo was going to lose it. He wasn't going to have a long reign as Cruiserweight champion. So, but it was a decent main event LumberJack match. So, yeah, so anyways, that's it for my review of tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow night for my SmackDown review, which is, of course, the after Hell in a Cell SmackDown. So until that review tomorrow night, I'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye.